In this video, we want to show you a very quick condensed version of what it took us to get a monster out of our heads and into a game engine like Unreal, from the beginning of concept creation to the very end where it exhibits game behaviours. So a quick rundown on Perish if you're not familiar. It's a co-op shooter where you fight mythological demons and monsters on a huge ascending platform to get to the afterlife. We've got sword-wielding gladiators, battering statue rams, and laser shooting harpies, but the game was definitely missing some sort of mothership mini-boss, a monster that basically spawns enemies until you destroy her. So I had this weird idea of blending the DNA of Geiger's alien queen with a big dinosaur, and out came this sketch of a huge long-limbed demon that somehow creates a portal to spawn these huge two-headed fire demons carrying explosive amphorae, or basically big vases filled with Greek fire. Why? I have no idea, I was just compelled to make it. I start off creating a rough skeletal structure of the demon using a tool called Z-Spheres in ZBrush, or ZBrush, I'm not sure. Then I start sculpting in broad, low detail to create the form. After a day or two of broad sculpting, I start adding in high-level details to break up the skin and make it look like a grungy dinosaur. I can't really put the detailed sculpt into the game before projecting it onto a much lower poly mesh first, so I generate some low poly topology and unwrap the demon using the automatic tools in ZBrush to save me a huge amount of time. That takes me to Substance Painter, where I use a bunch of smart masks and substance source materials to generate grungy dinosaur leather against rich metallic gold claws and teeth. There's no real hand painting going on here, I'm just using the high poly I already sculpted in ZBrush to generate all the nice detail. After that comes the hard part, creating a custom skeleton to help me animate the demon and bring her to life. It normally takes me a few days to make a decent skeleton, and I'm not going to show it here because it's kind of boring. Then comes the exciting part, motion capture. Our talented dev friend Alex from Default Interactive lent us his Rococo mocap suit and his expertise so that I could make a fool of myself in real time. He took that raw data and cleaned it up in Blender, which we then imported into Unreal for the final animation. Just zoom in on my face there. I also used the final animation to create the portal simulation for spawning little fire demons. A demon needs to make hellish noises as well, so I enlisted my bandmate and sound guy, Joe Campbell-Murray, to annoy our neighbours with some screams. So now we have the mesh, the textures, the skeleton, the animations, and the sound effects. Now comes the bit that actually matters. How to get it working in-game. For that, I'll pass over to Regan.
First, we have to make an animation graph. This helps us blend between different animations depending on the NPC's actions. Here, a blend space uses speed and direction variables to blend together different movement animations. Now, I have the Cthorau actor set up, but it still needs some AI to direct it. This is a behavior tree. It sort of allows us to lay out what the AI will choose to do in different situations. This one's fairly simple. First, we run a task that finds the closest player and sets it as the target. Then, we check if the portal has been destroyed, meaning the Cthorau will go into a frenzy and move towards the target. If the portal hasn't been opened yet, then we know we need to create one. First, we check if the Cthorau can see the target, and if it can, then it will go straight into creating a portal. If the site check fails, then we use an EQS query to find a location where we can see the target and tell the Cthorau to move there. Once we've moved, the Cthorau will create a portal to spawn some infuriating pyre demons. Here, we've got the portal opening sequence all working. We've made use of a few edited marketplace particle effects which we'll link in the description. Putting a number of these together with the mocap animation creates this really cool cinematic moment of the Cthorau opening the portal to start summoning more enemies.
After weeks of hard work, we decided to record a nice video of the portal opening sequence just because we were really happy with it. And we should probably end by showing off the demon working in co-op gameplay as well. I hope you found this video somewhat illuminating, at least in showing you how games with zero budget need multiple people just to get one character into the game. Please do put your comments or criticisms to us, because our priority is just to make Perish as good as we can. If you like the look of the game, please wishlist it on Steam at perishgame.com/wishlist. And if you want to follow our development, please subscribe, follow us on Twitter at item_42, or just join our Perish Discord. Cheers!